Good day everyone, this is Nurfaida Asarakil from BSEDENG-3B. Today, we embark on a journey into the realm of cognitive stylistics, where the fusion of cognitive science and literary analysis illuminates the intricate processes of reading and interpreting text. Our focus lies on the significant developments in cognitive stylistics, particularly the adaptation of schema theory and discourse deviation, which have revolutionized our understanding of how we engage with literary text. At the core of cognitive stylistics is the exploration of how our minds construct meaning, draw on existing knowledge structures, and navigate the complexities of narrative comprehension as well. The work of Shank and Abelson on script-based models of human understanding has paved the way for a deeper exploration of how we interact with text beyond explicit linguistic signals. Furthermore, the integration of schema theory with formalist and structuralist concepts by scholars like Cook has shed light on how literary discourse disrupts and refreshes our schemata, challenging traditional notions of coherence and familiarity in text interpretations. So, by examining how literary texts affect our mental schemata, we uncover the intricate interplay between cognition and stylistic devices such as the foregrounding and the familiarization. As we navigate through the complexities of cognitive stylistics, we will also delve into the concept of text worlds and narrative comprehension. From Paul Ward's exploration of narrative levels to Emot's framework of binding and priming in textual analysis, we unravel the cognitive processes that underpin our ability to track characters, follow um, follow plot developments, and hold multiple contexts in our minds while engaging with literary narratives. So, in the following discourse, we will also unravel the intricate connections between um, style and conceptual metaphor, delving deeper into the interplay between cognitive processes and stylistics creativity as well. So much for that, so let's start. The adaptation by stylisticians of the EI model known as schema theory represents a significant landmark in cognitive stylistic research. So, schema theory, as proposed by Shank and Abelson in 1977, is a cognitive framework that includes core concepts such as the schema itself, frame, scenario, and script as well. So, let's differentiate these four concepts. To begin with the schema, it is a mental framework or structure that organizes the process as information. It also helps individuals interpret and understand the world around them by providing a set of expectations and knowledge concepts or situations. So when we say frame are mental structures that help individuals organize information by categorizing it into different contexts or scenarios. Frames provide a way to understand and interpret the world by placing information into relevant categories. Next is okay, scenario. Scenarios are specific instances or situations within a frame or schema. They represent a particular context or setting that helps individuals make sense of information they encounter. So lastly is a script. A script is a type of schema that represents a predefined stereotype sequence of actions that define a familiar situation. Scripts help individuals navigate through common scenarios by providing a structured set of actions or events that are expected to occur in given situations. Yeah. So, based on this context, the significance of a script-based framework, as highlighted by its proponents, lies in its ability to elucidate how individuals can comprehend text without solely depending on explicit linguistic cues present in the text itself. So this implies that script-based model provides a mechanism for individuals to interpret and make sense of textual upon their existing knowledge structures such as scripts, frames, and schemas rather than solely relying on the explicit language used in the text. So this approach suggests that individuals can leverage their background knowledge and cognitive frameworks to to infer meaning and context from written material, enhancing their comprehension beyond the literal interpretation of the text. Okay. Obviously, Shank and Awolson are credited with developing the well-known and wide-used restaurant script in their work published in 1977. So, this restaurant script is a cognitive structure that is activated when a person has to decide to eat. So it functions as a giant causal chain and includes various conceptual slots such as roles. These are waiter and customer, and props such as the table and the menu. So these slots help to sustain the script and provide a framework for understanding and navigating the restaurant experiences. One important aspect of scripts is that they allow for introduction of new conceptualizations of objects within them, as if these objects has been previously mentioned. So this means that objects within a script can be referred to as using the without explicit introduction because the script itself has already implicitly introduced them. Generally, the development of scripts such as the restaurant script has been influential in understanding how individuals organize and process information in a familiar situations. So by identifying the underlying structure and components of scripts, researchers can gain insights into how people comprehend and navigate through various everyday experiences. Discourse like this, which disrupts and refreshes schemata, stands in direct contrast to discourse in which schemata are preserved. Just for example, in the topic of Mr. Baluan of the PUB schema, for that is what it was. Reference was made to the way this ICM might be modified and revised in the wake of a new incoming information. So, but the addition of, for example, a new proof to the schema, such as an entry for a widescreen television, is more an extension to the schema rather than a disruption. So generally, Cook's general point is that because literary texts affect our schemata in special ways and on a number of levels, traditional stylistic concepts like foregrounding are better located in a framework of cognition than in a framework of language. Let's shift our focus to text worlds and narrative comprehension. Okay. The observation presented discusses the concept of narrative comprehension in the context of a popular British television drama called Casualty. In this drama, the storyline intertwines the professional and personal lives of the medical staff with the emergencies faced by the ordinary people. So the episodes often start with multiple unrelated mini narratives involving different characters whose actions eventually lead them to the casualty department due to an accident. So one interesting aspect highlighted is how viewers, through a technique known as parallel editing, can follow the progression of these diverse mini narratives. So this technique involves showing only one story at a time on the screen, even though multiple narratives are unfolding simultaneously. In fact, viewers are able to keep track of these stories and anticipate their development, even when the focus shifts between them. So, it is noted that viewers expect not to return to the same point in a story once it has been switched from, as it will be disorienting. Therefore, the observation points to the cognitive ability of viewers to follow the progression of characters and narratives, as well as make inferences about the plot's future development, even when it is not explicitly narrated. Hence, this ability to understand and anticipate narrative developments, even in complex storytelling structures, showcases the cognitive faculties involved in processing and comprehending narratives in media such as television dramas. Okay, so this section delves into the concept of text worlds, which is a theoretical framework introduced by Paul Wirth. Okay, so Wirth's work on text worlds aims to elucidate the interconnected conceptual spaces within the narratives. He posits the existence of the three distinct worlds of discourse that play a crucial role in narrative comprehension. This includes discourse world, text world, and subworlds as well. To begin with the discourse world, this is the primary conceptual space inhabited by the author and the reader. It serves as the immediate and the higher order realm where the narrative unfolds. The reader's understanding of this world is based on the real external circumstances and necessitates direct perception supported by the knowledge of the perceived elements. According to Worth 1999, the discourse world is grounded in the actual world and serves as the foundation for the narrative. Okay. Next is the text world. The text world is a comprehensive construct that emerges from the discourse world. Unlike the discourse world, the text world is not reliant on direct perception, but instead requires memory and imagination for comprehension. Additionally, text worlds are conceptual spaces that are dictically and referentially defined, anchored by references to the world depicted in the discourse. According to World 1999, they represent a total construct that enables readers to immerse themselves in the narrative and engage with the story on a deeper level. Okay, so lastly we have the subworlds. Wirth introduces the concept of subworlds within his typology of conceptual spaces. Subworlds are created when a character projects thoughts or reflections, often through techniques like the flashbacks, to establish an additional conceptual space within the text world. So this projection leads to the formation of artistic situation that exists independently within the text world, introducing a new layer of reality beyond the existing narrative boundaries. By identifying elements that define text worlds and subworlds can provide insights into the intricate layer of narrative construction and character development within a story. So yeah. Emmott's framework of narrative comprehension focuses on how the readers can simultaneously hold multiple contexts while focusing on a particular context within a narrative. He introduced the concept of binding to describe how episodic connections between the characters and the settings are established in the text, which is creating a monitored mental context. Characters are bound into a mental frame when they enter a fictional place, and this process is distinct from priming, which involved one contextual frame becoming the main focus of the reader's attention. Furthermore, the concept of framing highlights the main context that the reader follows in a narrative, while the binding refers to the character and locations that are temporarily left aside by the narrator but are still mentally tracked by the reader. So, Amott's model emphasizes the importance of tracking characters and locations within a narrative, even when they are not actively in focus. By maintaining a mental frame, to monitor their presence until signaled otherwise. So this process of binding and priming aids readers in navigating complex narratives and understanding the interplay between different contextual frames within a story. Okay, so therefore, Emmott's framework introduces the idea of binding, which is how the readers connect characters and places in their minds as they read. So this helps readers follow the reader smoothly. So priming is when one part of the story becomes the main focus for the reader's attention. Even when characters or places are not actively mentioned in the story, readers still keep them in mind until the story signals that they are no longer important. So this helps readers to engage and understand the relationships between different parts of the story. In a nutshell, cognitive stylistic models aim to enhance the interpretation process by emphasizing the mental representation over textual representation. In addition, finding a balance between cognitive and the textual aspects is crucial to avoid overlooking the reader's engagement with the text and the stylistic intricacies of textual composition. I think that will be all. Thank you.